Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Devon, and I will be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Alrighty. Okay. I hope you are doing well. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support on the channel. The like, shares, comments, subscribes, and of course the donations all really do help out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are interested in a personal reading from me, you can find the information for that in the description box below. Alrighty. So when I was shuffling, a card flipped out, and we've got new life. So what I'm getting here is you're on the brink of anchoring in a new life. I'm getting this in multiple areas. So you could be kind of in this phase where you're looking at your life or I feel like you have been, you've been introspecting, you've been looking at different things and like, this is working, this isn't working, this is in alignment, this isn't in alignment, this is what I actually want, this is what I desire. Um, and so I feel like there's been a lot of sifting and sorting that's been happening. And now you're on the brink of actually anchoring this new life in. Okay. But I'm getting it in multiple areas. Career, living location, maybe relationships, most likely relationships. Different just maybe perspective changes. Um, removing limiting beliefs, releasing lack mentality, tapping into your worthiness and knowing that you are worthy to live this beautiful new life that you are calling in, and understanding that you're calling in certain things, you're desiring certain things because you want to experience it, your soul wants to experience it, and because of that you are worthy and capable of experiencing that. So let's see what else, what's going on with the collective's new life spirits. I'm getting like a fresh start energy. Oh yeah, with the Imagine card, this is really manifesting those desires into the physical realm. This is turning fantasy and daydreams and visions into actual lived experiences. This is big energy. That's big. Okay. There is a still okay. Interesting. Flip that in a minute. Okay, so what I'm getting, so we got the All That Glitters card that landed on this Imagine card. This All That Glitters card is talking about temptations. It's seeing things as like maybe it's too good to be true. So I'm getting two things here. One, I'm getting that there may have been something or someone in your life that you realized was wearing a mask. They weren't, or whatever it was, wasn't actually what you first thought it was. Something like that. Um and I'm actually getting this in two ways. So one way is like if somebody's wearing a mask or presenting as though they are someone that they're not, or a situation is presenting itself that way. And then you see it a little bit clearly. You see it in the sense that oh, this person actually isn't who they are claiming to be. Starting to kind of see that mask slip. Then there's another thread of energy coming through of seeing a situation or a person that maybe you originally dismissed, or maybe you thought that it was too good to be true, something like that. And then you're realizing that it's actually not too good to be true. Yeah, so I'm getting some different threads of energy there. For some of you, that could be like a person from your past. Maybe it's a childhood dream. Maybe it's a passion or something like that. For some of you, it could have something to do with soul purpose as well. I'm getting a lot of different potential areas and aspects of life that this could be happening in. And so that could explain why you're manifesting like a completely new life right now. But I do feel like for some of you, there's a part of you that feels like some of these things that you're daydreaming about or wanting or envisioning aren't actually going to manifest for you. So there's a little bit of maybe it is that kind of worthiness. Maybe there's a little bit of an insecurity around it. And so you could still be kind of processing through that and breaking that down and realizing that you do indeed have what it takes to live the life that you desire, and you are desiring this for a reason. So it's something, just keep that in mind. You are worthy of your desires, and you are capable of manifesting those in the physical realm. And then we've got observer. Okay, yeah. So what I'm getting is maybe you went through a period of time where you kind of took a step back a little bit and you started observing things a little more objectively and then started seeing things a little bit more clearly. Had a perspective change on certain aspects of life. And now you're really kind of playing with different ideas of what it is that you do desire. What is it that you do want to experience? What types of people do you wanna be around? What types of experiences do you wanna have? Um, is it traveling? Is it, speaking your truth in some way, in alignment with soul purpose? Or there's lots of different things that are kinda coming up, and so I feel like maybe you just kind of sat back for a little bit and objectively observed for some time and really kind of started getting clear on some things. And some of these things that you've been getting clear on, some of them do feel like it's big dreams, big visions, big goals. And so sometimes that can feel like, oh, that might be a little much to ask for or to desire. But soon, for whatever reason, it's coming through like this. Like soon you're going to see that that's not the case. Okay. For some of you, if you have not done that, where you're taking a step back and you're objectively observing things, that's the recommended advice for you at this time is to really kind of take a step back and look at things. Start to look at things from a different perspective. Pull back like certain attachments, especially when we're talking about people and relationships. Allow that person to show you truly who they are or who they're choosing to be, really. And allow yourself to really just kind of observe. And things will continue to become clear when you do that. And there's also that releasing attachments to certain things. Okay. Thanks, huh? Okay, you're aligning with something or someone that, or it's multiple somethings and someones. It just, it depends on what you are actively, desiring and what's in alignment with your soul. Um, this is you actually aligning with your higher self and really starting to co-create with the divine. That's really like consciously create with the divine. And because you're doing that, that is what's helping you to bring in this new life energy. For some of you, there's a fated person or okay. It's like I'll give a disclaimer because it's one of these things that just because something's fated for you doesn't mean you must do the thing or you must be with the person or you must have a relationship with the person, platonically, romantically, whatever. It's just that it's going to feel in alignment when you connect with certain things that your higher self or your soul is calling you to do. So that's where it's fated, but it doesn't mean that you must do those things because we have free will. So it's a situation where you are aligning with certain things that your higher self is asking you to allow yourself to experience. And for some of you, I feel like there is a person or a situation, maybe it's a career, maybe it's a childhood dream, maybe it's a passionate pursuit of some sort, and it is in alignment with you. And you could still be looking at it as a little bit like it's too good to be true, but it's not. It's really not. This is something that is in alignment with you. For some of you, this is an interesting message that just came through. My throat's doing a whole thing. Hold on. Clear my throat. Thank you. Okay. Sometimes when this happens, It's indicative of blocked or suppressed communication, and it's asking for that communication to flow, which is, interesting because I did like say randomly earlier something about speaking your truth. Um, so there definitely could be an aspect of communicating that is coming through. Something that just kind of popped up for some of you, you're observing somebody from afar, and there's a part of you that feels like it's too good to be true. And then it's just like a daydream or a fantasy, but that's something that couldn't or wouldn't align with you or manifest for you. And that is what you're being asked to really kind of take a step back and observe it from a little bit of a different perspective, because whatever it is, if you are observing somebody from afar, and this is going to be a little more specific of a message, if you are observing somebody from afar and you are desiring them and you're feeling pulled to them and called to them, and no matter what you do, you still feel that pull towards that person, it's because it is a fated connection. So there is that soul resonance, there is that magnetism, there is that alignment, really. And so, and there is something here with it aligning with your new life. And it's because you've, started being more conscious with your alignment. Yeah, there's co-creating. I feel like this is really talking about co-creating this beautiful new life with the divine. For some of you, it's co-creating with another person or other people. This could be platonic or romantic, take it as it resonates, but it is co-creating with other people that are like part of your soul family, that you do have a soul resonance with, that you have compatibility with, things like that. Okay, for some of you, you are releasing certain people in your community that are no longer in alignment. And maybe that's something that you've observed and realized that, there's certain people that we interact with that, bring out different parts of us. And once we're on this healing journey and this ascension path and so on and so forth, some of those dynamics really start to change and you're not engaging in certain dynamics with other people anymore. And this could definitely be something that, it is kind of challenging sometimes when you go through this, because especially if it's like, a lifelong friend or something like that, it can be difficult. Or, it could be it could even be a romantic partner, something of that nature. This could also be family members, and starting to see it a little bit differently and starting to change, different dynamics and different behaviors. And when you heal certain things within, then you're no longer engaging with other people in the same way. So that is going to affect your relationships. Just know that it's kind of a sifting and sorting process. So, if you are realizing that you no longer are aligning with somebody, it's because you may have outgrown that dynamic. And, allow yourself to process that, grieve, do whatever needs to be done as far as like releasing and letting it go and all of that. But it's one of these things, like, you're being shown these things, and certain people, places, and things are probably leaving your life right now, and it's in alignment. It's for your highest good. This is definitely that sifting and sorting process to get into alignment and then really bring forth your most authentic self. So this is a beautiful energy. It really is. And then we've got time to go. So for some of you, you are leaving a community behind, and it's in search for a new community. It's in search of people who are more like-minded to you now, who are more in alignment now with who you are at this point on the journey. And it's one of those, like, we do change, we do evolve, we do expand, and sometimes people evolve and change and expand with us and they go with us, and then sometimes they don't, and then, the relationship between you and that person will change in some way. Sometimes it's just a little more distance, sometimes it's, completely being cut off. Like it just varies. So allow yourself to really listen to your intuition and follow the guidance when it comes to this, because it's happening for a reason. This is really about your alignment. Um yeah, for some of you it's time to go towards this co-creation with these other fated people, people that are more in alignment with you, and it's time to actually allow yourself to move towards these types of people and allow these types of people in and co-create with them. And what you're going to find is true happiness. And it's one of these things, happiness is an internal state of being. And so, you're in charge of your own happiness. It's a choice. That being said, if you're around a bunch of karmic people or toxic people or, draining environments or jobs or whatever it is more difficult to find that internal state of happiness on a regular basis. And so what I feel like is happening is there is at least one person for most of you, or a situation. Maybe this is moving, maybe this is a job change, something like that. But there is something that is pretty foundational for you that you are being asked to go towards. I feel like you're being asked to go towards something that is more in alignment, and it's going to be easier for you to find this internal state of happiness because it's more in alignment with you. And so it's not saying you need this other thing or this other person to be happy. It's just simply saying that by you releasing some things over here and then aligning with things that are more in alignment with you over here, that's going to assist you in maintaining that internal state of happiness on a more consistent basis. Beautiful. Okay. All right. We're going to get a little bit more out of this one. I'm going to see what else wants to come out. What else is going on here? Co-creating this beautiful new life. Yeah, this is because you've chosen to walk the spiritual path. This is because you've chosen to walk the self-growth path, the introspective path, the path to the divine. Whatever you want to term it, it's kind of, it all it leads to the same place more or less. It's really tapping into that authenticity, aligning with your higher self, your soul, however you perceive it. It's really allowing yourself to walk a different path. This is the path less taken. And I feel like because you've had the courage to truly allow yourself to align with this and follow that guidance and connect with the divine in whatever way that is for you, and go through the awakening process and do some of this self healing and internal growth and all of this, because of that, it truly is an inside out process. And so, because you've done the inside out work, you are now really aligning with a new life for yourself. Okay. For some of you, you are still okay. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, there's a little bit of this like internal too good to be true energy when it comes to this. And it could have to do with financial constraints. It could have to do with finances being maybe a little more challenging at this time. And there could be something here with there could be legal stuff going on for some of you. For others of you, this is really coming through to let you know that you have soul contracts with other people, and there's also things that you're being called to experience. And I feel like this financial constraints card is something that is shifting. And then with this, yeah. Yeah, for some of you, you could be really worried that a certain person or a situation, a calling of some sort, is it's like a too good to be true energy, especially with the all that glitters card out here plus this deceit card. I'm getting this too good to be true kind of energy coming out. And yeah, it's like it's understanding it's a limiting belief. It's understanding that you are worthy of experiencing the life you want to experience. And if you're being called and magnetized towards a certain career or a certain passion project or a certain person, and you're just continuously being called towards that, there's a reason for it, and it's a divinely guided reason. So if your soul is calling you in a direction, it's because it is possible for you. So maybe that's part of this observing and taking a step back and allowing that perspective shift to happen. Okay. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, there is, this is definitely, goodness gracious, hold on. Clear my throat, please, Spirit. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Having some communication stuff going on today. So there could definitely be an aspect of communication that surrounds a situation for you. Um, there is something that I feel like you are walking away from. We've got this time to go card in the walking away. And so it is time to go. It is time to walk away from something or someone and towards something or someone different. I also feel like you're walking away from limiting beliefs. So and you're also walking away from financial constraints. Yeah. Okay, we do have caring connections and happy family on the bottom of the deck. So that could really be talking about something that you are desiring for this new life is a really beautiful, harmonious, happy connection with another person. And then like this happy union reunion energy that involves family as well. So that could definitely be something that you are desiring. And for some of you, this could be something that it's a deep-seated desire, and you're more focused on like physical stuff right now, or a location move, or a job change, or increasing your finances, finding different investment opportunities, something like that. And so you're more focused on that, but this is actually the deeper rooted desire is this happy harmonious connection with another person romantically. Caring connections doesn't always have to be romantically either, so this could also indicate that you are desiring more evenly yoked connections with friends as well. Soul family friends, that kind of thing. um okay, let's see. Was that in the reverse? Okay. And the caring connections card is wants to come out. Okay. So I had a slight interruption, which happens. But we are back. All right. So this envy card actually, I'm not getting as much envy off of this energy. It's more of a longing energy. Um, like desiring something that you don't currently have in your current reality. So with carrying connections and the other card that just came out, this could have to do with a romantic person. It could also be just more supportive people in general, more supportive friends. Maybe it's even wanting your family to be more supportive, something like that. This could also be desiring to have like a career or a certain financial status, something like that, that you're not currently experiencing in your reality. Remember that the reality that you're experiencing in this now moment is it's from a past version of you. So continue to remember that. And it gets, we, okay. If you are in this transition phase, it can be really weird because you change internally, your internal vibration changes, the things you desire become more clear. What's aligned for you becomes more clear, but there's a lag time in the actual physical manifestation of it. So it's one of these things where you could be viewing your reality as like, this doesn't align anymore. And then what you are desiring, what you are manifesting, what you are aligning with hasn't fully come in yet. And so just do your best to focus on those little signs and those little things that are showing you that you are actually shifting your reality. So a good example of this is if you are experiencing um financial issues, right? Just maybe, and maybe it's not even like issues, maybe it's just you want to be in a different financial position. So you are consciously manifesting, more abundance of resources and money and things like this in your life. When those little things happen, you get a little discount that you weren't expecting, you get something for free, you find, a coin on the ground, even though these are little things, understand that by you viewing that, observing that, recognizing that, and appreciating that, it's going to continue to increase the more you are appreciating those little things. If it is like a really, especially, okay, so we do have this Magician in the Mirror card, this is a high level soulmate counterpart twin flame energy. So take it as it resonates. But let's say you're desiring this type of connection. What you can do is that love that you want to experience from somebody else, pour that into yourself first. Do that self love stuff first, because then you will start to notice that you are receiving that from other people. And so maybe it's not from the person that you want to experience it from right now, but maybe it's little bits. Maybe it's from a stranger who was very kind. Be appreciative of that. It's those little things, and when we appreciate those little things, it just compounds and we experience more and more of that. So it's really, what are you focused on? Are you focused on the lack? Are you focused on the things that aren't in front of you? Are you focused on the things that you've outgrown in your current reality? Or are you focusing on the little signs and the little indicators that you are shifting your reality? If you're focusing on those things that you are manifesting, it's going to continue to increase. So really pay attention to where your focus is going primarily. Um, but it is a real weird kind of space to be in. Um, yeah, so again, I'm not really getting as much envy off of this. It's more of like a longing or a desire to have something in your physical reality that you're not quite experiencing yet. For some of you, there is obviously this counterpart thread of energy coming in. For some of you, this could be a situation where you have a shared soul mission with this person, and part of that is going global in some way, being seen by the masses, creating something that is gonna go, global. A service or a product or whatever it is. Um, there's also this energy of like a completion. So there could be a completion of a cycle with a counterpart energy that is coming in. And if that is resonating for you, what I'm getting is this is going to be very specific, but it is the ending of a physical separation phase that is coming in for you. And maybe that's part of where this, it's too good to be true, there's no way, so on and so forth, that kind of thought process, that could be really coming in for you if you're resonating with this counterpart energy and really desiring this happy, harmonious union energy with a specific person. There could be some doubt around it still. But just know that you wouldn't be drawn back to a person if there wasn't something more going on, especially to this magnitude. Because what I'm getting is this is a situation, if you're resonating with this, It's a situation where you're getting signs and synchronicities and you're dreaming of this person and you think you see them or you're looking for them everywhere you go and you're hoping to run into them and you're just desiring to speak with them again, be around them again, be in their energy again. And then of course, experience life with them for some of you. So that's just going to be a little thread of energy for some of you, but I'm not getting that that's like the only message coming through here. So just take whatever resonates for you, use your own intuition, use your discernment and just take what resonates for you. Um but what's coming through is if that is something that you're desiring is this high level love. It is something that is manifesting for you, and it is fated for you to experience something like that. If you're desiring that and you're calling that in and you're wanting to align with it, it's because you can. So just remember that. Oh, we've got blossoming abundance on the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, this is something that I don't feel like you're fully seeing yet, but you're probably getting little bits of indicators in those ways I kind of talked about earlier. So pay attention to that. If you're expecting to spend X amount and then it's less than that, be grateful for it. Take a minute and thank the divine for that. For that little gift. And the more you do that, the more you're going to experience that. Angel of love and hostilities. Interesting. Okay. So there is unconditional love here. This could be something that you're manifesting. Um, and it is in your energy. So for whoever I'm talking to right now, if this is something that you are manifesting, it is in your energy. So there is somebody that is in your energy field that does have unconditional love for you. And this could definitely be for that counterpart thread of energy. If Well, in okay, I was trying to pick up on a different thread of energy because I was kind of feeling it, but really what's coming up about this is the more you embody that energy of unconditional love, the more you're going to receive it. And make sure that you're really paying attention to where you are blocking yourself from actively receiving this from other sources in your life, because we can receive this energy from situations, from experiences, from living a life where you're doing something that you're passionate about on a daily basis. That's in alignment with that unconditional love energy with the heart space. And so definitely make sure you're listening to your heart space right now and following your heart, because that is what is guiding you into this new life. With the hostilities card here, I'm getting internal hostilities for a lot of you. So this is that internal talk of, it's not for me, or it's too good to be true, or who am I to think that I deserve something like this? It's that kind of thought process that's really coming up. And just understand that that isn't guidance from the divine or your higher self. That's fear and that's ego. So just keep that in mind. Just remember that. So when you hear those things, it's one of those like, allow it to become quieter and quieter. And the way that you do that is you don't focus on it as much. So when you hear it, just let it go. You don't need to attach to those thoughts. Those are fear based thoughts. The more you attach to them, the more you hold on to them, the more you're going to manifest those experiences in your life. So just let them go. And it's easier said than done, especially at first. But if I can assure you, if you consciously work at this, it will change your life. So just remember that. If you're sitting there and you're visualizing something and you're like, oh, I really desire this, I really want this, I really want this person, I really want this experience, I really want this abundance, whatever it is. And then you hear some of that limiting inner dialogue coming in, just like, okay, and you can even thank it, like, "Thank you for attempting to keep me safe by not taking a risk." Because ultimately that's, it is fear. It's coming from either wounds or it's subconscious programming. it's societal conditioning, it's things like that. It's you were trained to attach to those thoughts. So you can train yourself to not attach to those thoughts and attach to thoughts and ideas that make you feel good, that make you feel like your heart space is singing, because that is where your soul is calling you. So if you are thinking of a person and it is making your heart sing and you're being pulled to them, there's a reason for it. That's your higher self letting you know that there is a potential there. So allow yourself to follow that, even though it might seem a little, I just heard irrational or too good to be true, whatever it is. Allow yourself to focus more on the potential of it and the possible outcomes in the positive direction, and then take those action steps when it feels aligned for you. And so I do feel like there's still kind of this battle with some of those fear thoughts, some of those limiting beliefs, things like that that is coming up for you. The thing is, though, is you are being called into this new life and it is in alignment for you. And there is a lot of happiness here. A lot of happiness, a lot of love, a lot of joy, a lot of abundance. It is a really, it's like, yeah, it's like this fresh start, this clean slate energy that's coming in. Oh, yeah, higher power on the bottom of the deck. So the divine is really working with you right now in order to shift and experience this new life. So just keep that in mind. You know, your higher self and the divine want you to experience bliss and joy and happiness and abundance and all of these beautiful things. Okay, so I saw a message in a bottle and no place like home. I think that was it that flipped. Okay. All right. So for some of you, you are being divinely guided to communicate with somebody that feels like home. And I'm getting that that's going to be specific, especially for this counterpart thread of energy. For others of you, what this is saying is that when you anchor in and you allow yourself to align with this new version of yourself, which is going to create a new reality for yourself, a new life for yourself, you're going to start experiencing people, places, and things that feel more aligned. So it's going to have that sense of feeling like home in a way. For some of you, you are telepathically communicating with somebody, with a specific person, especially if the counterpart thread of energy is resonating with you. I'm really getting there's a lot of telepathy going back and forth between you and that person right now. Um, and sometimes this can feel like you're just walking around and all of a sudden you'll get like a ringing in your ear and then you'll start thinking about them. Or you'll just be like going about your day and all of a sudden your heart starts to beat kind of fast and flutter. That can be counterpart telepathy. Because we're talking about physical symptoms, if you're concerned in any way about your physical health, check with a medical health professional. I'm not offering medical advice. We're talking about things from a spiritual and an energetic standpoint. Okay. But the telepathy isn't always just like hearing their voice or getting actual thought forms from them. That can absolutely happen. It can also be physical experiences. So if you start feeling something like that and then you think about that person, just know that that might be them telepathically like sending you energy. And sometimes this is subconscious, you're just sitting there and you're just daydreaming and then all of a sudden you're thinking about a potential future with this person and then your person all of a sudden gets hit with the ringing in the ears, or it's really kind of hard to explain, but it's not just ringing in the ears. It's almost like cuz it like takes it like mm, trying to think of how to explain it. So it'll be kind of like a ringing, and then all of a sudden you're thinking about the person, and then you're just kind of like in a zone, like you're kind of zoning out. You're kind of like spaced out, but you're thinking of that person, and then you're feeling like sometimes then your heart starts to flutter, something like that. So you could be experiencing things like that right now as well. Especially this is more for that counterpart thread of energy. Um, but just know this is being divinely orchestrated. You're being assisted by the divine when it comes to the situation. So remember that. And again, you wouldn't be being called to this person or to whatever it is that you're being called to if it wasn't in alignment for you at this point, because I feel like you've come far enough on this journey that you are shifting more into an aligned state of being, an aligned path, an aligned life with, your higher self and the divine and all of that. And so because you're doing that, you are going to experience things that look like miracles. You're going to experience things that look like it's out of a movie. And that's, you know, that's a beautiful thing. For some of you, what you're walking away from and what or who you're walking towards is going to ruffle some feathers. So just kind of heads up, but that's not a sign not to go for it. So just remember that. Keep tapping into your own intuition and follow that guidance, because you listening to your higher self and to the divine is going to align you with the life that you actually want to live. And so if other people aren't okay with it, that's their thing to process. This is you in your alignment, your life, and I feel like it's a beautiful life that you are manifesting. Okay, a change in the wind landed on this magician in the mirror. So if you're on the counterpart journey, there has been a change in the energy between you and this person. And I feel like that's where this ending is coming from, is it's actually an ending to a separation phase, which is beautiful. It really, really is. So and I feel like the divine has been working on both you and your person to align with each other right now. And remember, if it is a counterpart situation that you are dealing with, part of this has to do with, probably the romantic energy and the desire to have that person on your side and be your life partner. There's also the ascension aspect of it, the activation aspect of it, and the shared soul mission. So it's you two coming together to build something, to work on something together, to experience life together, to support each other on the journey. And it is, it's the fast track to alignment. So just remember that. Okay, we've got flexible and to be fair. Okay. So when it comes to what you are manifesting, what you are desiring to experience in this new life energy for you, stay flexible, stay open, because when you are staying open, it's allowing the divine to lead you down the path of least resistance. And so if you need it to look and feel and be a certain way, it's limiting your experience. If you're open to what's in your highest good and what's in alignment and you're following the guidance from that standpoint, you're staying flexible, that's when all of a sudden like miracles truly happen. And so normalize that. Normalize experiencing things that look like miracles on the outside, because those of us who are consciously manifesting understand that it's an inside out process. So it's consciously doing internal work to become your best version, and that's how you experience your most aligned, beautiful life. And from the outside it looks like you're just getting miracles or you're just lucky or whatever it is. And so that's where staying flexible is really helpful, because all of a sudden it might be something that you never even would have guessed that shows up in your reality that is absolutely perfect for you. It's the perfect opportunity, it's the perfect person for you, it's the perfect whatever. Not saying that, you're going to find somebody who's perfect, because we're all humans. It's just saying that there are people who are perfectly compatible for you in a romantic sense, in a platonic sense, in a business sense, whatever it is. And so stay open, stay flexible. There is also a balancing out that is happening. And I feel like this is balancing out life in general and really getting into full alignment. And then there is also, especially with this counterpart thread of energy here, there is also a balancing out when it comes to the situation that is here for you. Anything else? A leg up? Okay. I'm only getting one thread of energy off of this, and it's the counterpart thread of energy, so take this as it resonates. You have a leg up when it comes to your person who is a soulmate in the here and now. So whenever you're watching this, you have a leg up when it comes to this person in the here and now, and it is a soulmate. And if that's the case for you, this is a person that feels like home. Yeah. And I just got like, yeah, I just got like physical sensations that just confirmed that. So this is definitely a soulmate that feels like home for you. And you have the ability to anchor this in the here and now. And you do have a leg up when it comes to this person. And for a lot of you, I feel like there is communication that is required to go further with this person. I'm getting a no contact situation for this counterpart thread of energy coming through. And so that's where like the communication block was coming up earlier when I was like having issues talking and stuff. It's there's so much that wants to be expressed by both of you to each other, and it's just allowing yourself to open up that communication pathway to allow that communication to start flowing between you and this person. And I do feel like there's a little bit of fear around it, there's a little bit of doubt around it, maybe a lot of it, but it is here for you. You have a leg up when it comes to this person. And I don't feel like you're fully going to know that until you're communicating with this person, but understand that in the here and now, whenever you're watching this, it is the perfect time for you to come back together with this person. Um, there is another thread of energy coming through. If this isn't a counterpart situation where you're in no contact with a specific person, but you are desiring to have this really happy, harmonious, high level soulmate type of connection, understand that that is something that you are manifesting and it is making its way to you in the here and now. And you are going to have a leg up when it comes to that person, and they're going to have a leg up when it comes to you. This is going to be like your ideal person and vice versa. It's very mutual. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, that's really beautiful. That really is. So yeah, whenever you're watching this, it's a perfect time to communicate with this person. If you don't know who this person is, continue to allow that in and stay in the energy where you know it's possible for you, and just continue to allow and pour that self-love into yourself, and then that's going to allow you to be in the energy necessary to align with somebody that can meet you where you are on the journey and who can love you in the way that you desire. And then vice versa. You'll be able to pour into that person as well, because it's a very mutual, evenly yoked situation that I'm getting. If you know who this person is and you're in a no contact situation with them, it is safe and time. It's safe to communicate with this person, and it is time to communicate with this person. And you will be getting higher guidance when it comes to this as well. So you will be getting other signs and synchronicities in your reality that are indicating to you that the time is now. So pay attention when you get those signs and synchronicities, listen to your intuition and allow yourself to take that action when it comes up. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of an urgency in this energy when it's this counterpart. Okay, so for the counterpart thread of energy where you're in no contact, there's a sense of urgency. So there is something that is happening in the energy where you're being pushed towards this person and magnetized towards them really, really strong right now, and it's for a reason. So allow yourself to follow that and do what you're being asked to do. Maybe it's, being vulnerable and expressing deeper feelings, or asking for, a second chance, or seeing if this person even desires to have this romantic energy with you. But there is something in the energy where you're being kind of pushed right now to communicate. So whoever I'm speaking to, the ball is in your court and you know it, and you're being pushed to communicate now because there's something happening in the energy where it's in alignment now, but there's things moving in this energy. And so pay attention to that, because when we're on this journey, this self-growth journey and this expansion journey and all of that, what can happen is you will be in alignment to communicate with this person and to align with them now. Then what can happen, especially when we're talking counterpart energy, is if your person starts to go through another growth phase, another expansion phase, then you're going to be out of alignment for a while until you go through that as well, and then you're going to be back in alignment. So just keep that in mind. There's something here where the energy is good and like perfectly aligned for you to communicate now. Um so just make sure you're listening to that intuition. Make sure you're really tapping into the now moment and asking if it is in the highest good for you to reach out. Maybe look into something like muscle testing, or really just listening to your intuition. How does it feel in your body? Start asking yes and no questions and see what a yes feels like in your body, see what a no feels like in your body. And then you can tap into the now moment, release all the fears, release all the doubts, pull into your body, do some grounding, and then say, okay, is it in my highest good to reach out? And then follow that guidance. So just that's a really powerful way to really start working with your intuition on a deeper level. And then really allow that to be the compass right now, because you're walking a different path. You're walking this temple path now. So it operates a little bit differently than what we've been told by society and how things work, and this goes to this, and then this leads to this, and then this leads to this, and then you get this thing. This is like the path of winding shortcuts, and you're listening to alignment, you're listening to your own intuition and staying in alignment, and all of a sudden you're meeting this perfect person that quantum jumps you into here, and then you're receiving this perfect opportunity that makes a dream come true. So it's a different path. It's just different. So it requires a different guidance system, a different technique. So just remember that. Um, I feel like you already know that. It's just a little good reminder. I have to remind myself of it too. So, it's all good. Um, but yeah, this is definitely being divinely guided right now. So make sure you're listening to that intuition, following that guidance, because this is here for you. This potential new life, you are on the brink of it. Like, you are right here. And so continue to listen to your intuition, because you are so damn close. You really, really are. So allow yourself to continue to release those limiting beliefs, that part of your self, or the thoughts that you're getting that are telling you you can't have this thing, or you don't deserve it, or whatever. Just know that that's not your higher self. That's not the divine. That's fear. That's ego. That's limiting beliefs, so on and so forth. So really start focusing on, like, how good does it feel to be in this beautiful, happy, harmonious relationship? How good does it feel to be living my purpose on a daily basis? How good does it feel to be, living soul purpose and feeling fulfilled and living in an ideal location with my ideal person and experiencing my ideal financial status, or whatever. And it's not really, I'm not getting like it's ego and status when it comes to finances in this energy. I'm getting that there is a desire to live a certain life, and I'm hearing life of luxury, but it's not to brag and to boast. It's just something that your soul wants to experience. It's safety, it's security, it's ease, it's just different. I feel like you're really manifesting thriving versus surviving. And that is a beautiful place to be, because then you can give back in an overflow and just continue to just feel so fulfilled on a regular basis when you're not worried about needing to do this so that you can pay for this, so that you can do this, so that maybe one day you can go here. It's just a different way of experiencing life. And I feel like that's really this like you're on the brink of fully experiencing that in your physical reality. So keep doing what you're doing, keep listening to your intuition, keep listening to the divine, keep walking this temple path, because you are so close to experiencing like the fruits of your labor, or whatever, insert phrase here. Um, you're so close to experiencing it in the physical. So keep going, keep focusing on, those little indicators that are showing you that you are aligning with a different path, and you are on the brink of shifting into this completely new experience where life is just going to feel so much different. And I feel like you are already feeling internally different, and now you're about to experience that reflected back to you in the physical reality. So make sure you're listening to your intuition, following the guidance, because it is here for you. This is beautiful energy. I am wishing you all the best on this journey. You got this. This is wonderful. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. Definitely let me know in the comments below if this resonates. You can also affirm this energy if you would like to, in the comments below. Feel free to hit that like button. It does help out the channel, so thank you. And if you would like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free. I will see you on the next message.